Thanks everyone for joining this session. So today we are going to cover the evolution of AI and role of Python in AI. So let's wait for 2 minutes. So meanwhile other people join. Good morning. Yeah, count is increasing. Very good. Okay, so let's start our session. So I think we have the sufficient participant here. So today agenda for our learning is we are going to cover the following topics: introduction of AI. What is AI? How we are going to cover the definition of the AI and what are the techniques behind it. Then we are going to cover the evolution of AI. So how the AI grows from the past to and how it is going to grow in the future. Application of AI, where in which all domain or fields the usage of AI, how people are using it, and the road ahead in AI. So in the field of AI, so what is going to be happen in the future. We will also cover the generative AI, so which is now it is a very hot topic, and then we will spend some time on the role of Python in AI. So I would like to start from the introduction of AI. Can anybody tell me the definition of AI? Anyone interested? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, so let's start with this. So I will go with the definition. What is the definition? Don't think that this is the only definition here, but in layman language I write this definition. So it's a simulation of human intelligence in machines. So when I am talking about the human intelligence and simulation, what it means. So when first let's talk about the human intelligence. A human have the intelligence, he can do anything, he can operate any machine, he can learn anything and he can explain that thing, he can perceive about the things, he can do the reasonings. So those all kind of capabilities whatever a human can do with his intelligence, so the same kind of things can be simulate within the machine. So that was the core idea behind AI. And people start developing this idea, so they come up with a lot of systems, rule based system, generative AI and all those. And to achieve this, so AI contains a lot of domains like machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, robotics, expert systems. So let's start further with the evolution of AI. AI is not a new thing. So the birth of AI happens in the Dartmouth conference in 1950, where the people raise the question, can a machine think? The idea behind this is same, because a human can think. So the people also, the scientists who were working on this also think, can a machine can also think? So people start working on that AI after onwards, and in between 1960 to 70. So some rule based systems were generated, which the people they call it symbolic AI or expert system. When we are saying rule based system, so they are like a conditional. When I'm saying a rule, they are like a conditional. Suppose if you are going to a doctor, so he has some preset criteria. He is going to ask first, he is going to check your weights, what is your weight, what is your height, and then he's going to ask you the symptom, what symptoms you have. Then he also having some criteria. Okay, his symptom is related to fever, he will treat you according to the fever. So the same fashion, the AI also have set up some rules, and if those rules are matching with that criteria, then AI is going to respond to you in that manner. Otherwise AI will say you sorry. So those kind of systems were developed between 1960 and 17. Still this rule based engineering, still people are using in the chatbots. If you are typing, if you ever work with the chatbots, so if he is able to understand your question, he will answer you, or he will give you a set of questions, further questions to select, and then he will answer you. So those are rule based systems, so which were developed in 70s and still people are using. But in 1980s, later in 1980s, so people stopped showing the interest into AI, and the main reason behind was that the funding need to be spent on this and limited computing powers of the computers, because the computers was not that much old in that area. So people stopped showing interest and this AI went into a you can say basket kind of thing. So people, only few firms were working on that, but not at the high scale. Okay, but in between 19 and 1920, so this deep learning and data driven AI come into pictures. So they again do the resurgence of AI. AI again start coming into picture. And how it got highlighted? Because in 1997, IBM deep blew a computer program who has defeated the world champion Gary Kasparov in a rematch. So a computer defeated a world champion of chess. So that's the reason it come into picture again. So people think, yes, if it's someone, because chess is a mind game. If a machine can defeat a person in the mind game, so he has that much intelligence, we can spend time on this. And later on, between this interval itself, so speech recognition and image recognition techniques also comes, and people starts spending some time on this. So some firms like Google, Meta, they comes there and they start looking into this. So between 2010 and 2020, so deep learning revolution. So revolution starts. So because everyone is talking about the deep learning, and the people have the real world AI applications like Alexa come into picture. Okay, so and again this AI builds human in AlphaGo 2016, and autonomous vehicles, virtual assistants, and recommendation system. Lot of AI applications start developing in the area of AI, and the revolution of AI starts. And now from 2020 onwards, everyone is aware of this. Now it is generative AI, multimodal AI. So a lot of people start talking about ChatGPT, Cloudy, Gemini. A lot of generative AI tools come into pictures. And the models behind them, the user can search by text, he can do a image, he can do a voice. So a lot of models were also created for this. But along with this revolution of AI, so the people start thinking about the ethics and fairness and regulation about become the hot topics for the central discussions in the AI. Because a lot of deepfake videos are going, people are using the voice and the photos of them and creating the deepfake videos. So this regulations also come into pictures. So people thought we should regulate the usage of AI. And if I will talk about the future, in the future a new concept, artificial general intelligence, is coming, where the research are accelerating at high pace, but it's going to take some time there. We cannot say it will launch within 1 or 2 years, because they want to create a machine which having hypothesis like a human being. He even don't need to learn. He can learn from different things. Okay, suppose if I'm talking about the finance domain and I'm talking about the medical domain, so these two domains can also interact with each other without that much learning. So that is the concept behind AGI. Okay, so if you will talk about the application of AI, so I don't need to explain that much, because everyone is using AI nowadays in all area. Like entertainment, people are creating musics, enhancing visual effects. Marvel Studios is also created a complete movie background with AI. Okay, in healthcare domain also, disease prediction and drug discovery, which was taking more time earlier, now people are able to identify it. So if you think that the COVID vaccination in 2019 and 20 is generated was created within few months. So people also use the AI there, otherwise that much experiment cannot happen in that fast pace. Okay, so lot of area where we are using in finance for forecast analysis and customer service. In case of e-commerce also, AI is used for dynamic pricing, fake review detections, so people are giving fake reviews, so AI is very helpful in detecting it. And voice search. Autonomous system also come, Tesla car, like self-driving cars, and drones are also coming into picture. On top of that, a surveillance system also start using the AI, like this camera. Every day everyone is using this cameras, okay, like in streets and their house. So they are AI powered now, so they can easily identify and recognize the objects and the faces and the suspicious behavior while looking into the camera itself. So now we covered the AI. So whatever the AI till now we covered, so that was the conventional AI. But nowadays people are talking about Gen AI, which is generative AI. So when I'm saying generative AI, what is generative AI? An artificial intelligence which can generate something instead of extracting something. Earlier AI was extracting the information from the data whatever was learned to them. But with the help of generative AI, we can create a new things. If I will take one example here, right? In the conventional AI, so if I showed I showed some picture of apples. I showed multiple pictures of apples to AI, and I learned the AI to go through with this image and read it. And if I will ask AI, what is apple? So it will create one, it will get one image out of that, and it will show me that image. So that was the conventional AI. But in case of generative AI, if I will, it can create an apple which was never educated to this AI. So that is the intelligence coming here. So it can create content by itself which was never learned to that system. Okay. So that is the concept behind Gen AI. So uses of, sorry. Mm-hmm. Yes. No, I'm not saying that. I'm trying to say it should have the context. It should know ki in the past. If I will take one example here, right? No, no. When we are saying yes, I can tell you if I have never shown an image of one apple to AI, I did not learn the AI about the apple. It cannot create an apple for me. Okay, it cannot create an image for apple for me. Okay, but the thing is this. Let me just change this example from apple to mango. Okay, so you saw a lot of types of mangoes there, like langda, chosa, a lot of different qualities, varieties of mangoes are there, right? If I give only this mangoes to this, and if I will ask this, is there is a different kind of mango also there, it will try to find it and it will try to show you something. Yeah, are you talking about this? It is, that is not 100% accuracy, but still it will try to combine that mangoes whatever he learned, and it will try to create a new kind of object, and it will ask you, are you talking about this mango? So it can create the content based on its learning, but not exactly extracting the information whatever it learned earlier. So in conventional AI, it was just extracting. Here it is able to create. Okay, thanks. Yeah, it was a nice question. So as a part of generative AI, there are a lot of concepts behind it, like machine learning, deep learning. So how actually this generative AI works? So as I'm telling it, machine learning, we need to learn the machine, then only it can do. So then when we are talking about learning, the learning should be deep. It's not like that I told him one paragraph and I'm asking him, okay, now give me this information about this particular thing. If it really don't know, it will not be able to provide you the accurate answer. The good thing with the generative AI was that it is a conversational and contextual understanding. Suppose if I am asking what is the capital of India, it written me Delhi. Okay, and if I will ask what are the famous place in, what are the famous place here, then it will get the context you are asking in the Delhi, and you are asking within the India. Not, it will not going to give you the answer that the Leaning Tower of Pisa is, okay, answer here. So it will give you the answer in that particular context in which we are conversating with it. Okay, we are doing the conversation with the AI. So let's elaborate it further how what is how the generative AI. So for generative AI to work, So machine learning is the main concept behind this. Machine learning is a subset of AI, if I will go with the definition here, that enables system to learn from data without being explicitly programmed. We are not writing a program, we are just feeding the data to it, and from that data it is going to learn it. But you need a lot of training data, and if you want to learn a lot of data from a computer, you need a lot of computational power here. But you need to at least write some algorithm also there. You don't need to write each and every line read, but you need to write one algorithm which is going to read that data, and that will feed into system. And this is not a straightforward process, it's an improvement process. Okay, you give some information, it is not able to understand it 100%, then again you are improving it, and again it will learn. So people spend a lot of times while they are creating this models like LLMs, okay, which have this data within them. Okay, so that was the core idea behind machine learning, to learn the system, to give a training to the system, create algorithms, and use a good computational power and improve this learning process. So there is another concept here. So once we are saying that how the AI able to create the content, right? So the concept behind this is the deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of AI and machine learning, if I will go by definition. But the concept, it is inspired by the human brain. So human brains have neurons, okay? So they are connecting with each other. So the same way deep learning works. So once you are giving one input to the system, it is identifying this accuracy, what is the accuracy of your input. And on the basis of that, it is going to execute some activation functions, and then it is going to further some hidden units. And those hidden units will do some calculations and will find that data, and then it will find the accuracy. Okay, the accuracy is not that much. Again, it will activate it, and this is going within a loop. And finally, once it's done with some accuracy of predefined, like more than 95% accuracy, it find the content matching to you, then it is going to give you the output. Okay, so let's take this example. Suppose you are a child, right? You saw one apple, you saw one banana, and you start learning it, apple and banana, and after few days someone is asking you, what is this fruit? You will think, your mind is thinking, okay, and then it is calculating, doing a lot of calculations within the human mind, and then it is coming with output, yes, this is apple and this is banana. Okay, so the same way deep learning works. So the main behind this is the concept behind this deep learning is neural networks, which are working like a human mind. Okay, so we are not going to cover that much details here. We will cover this is the separate topic of the deep learning when we will integrate with this with Python. I am going further to the large language model. So what is large language model? When we are saying model, right, we talk about the textual models, we talk about the image models, voice models, right? So large language model is a text-based model. Whenever you are asking any generative AI tool like ChatGPT or Gemini and giving some input to it, how actually it is working. Okay, so first of all, as we discussed in the machine learning, it should be trained well. Okay, so and it is able to translate the human language. Okay, so because computer only understand the term of 0 and 1, right? Because it is a digital things. But so how this embedding things works and how actually this LLM is working. So once a user is giving input, I am giving one input, I am eating an apple. Okay, I am just telling that, or tell me the capital of India. I am writing this particular line of statement to the ChatGPT. How ChatGPT is going to take it? So it is going to take that input. It will tokenize your each word. Tell me in capital of India. So these 5 words, it will create the token for each 5 words. Now it is going to process it, and then it is going to generate one output, and that output again need to be detokenized, because it should be converted to this embedded system in the form of 0 and 1, and then finally it is going to give you the provide the final response to user. And once it is giving one response, it is giving one word at a time. And then this deep learning, whatever we discussed earlier in the previous chapter, right? So that is going through with this circle, and it is creating the content for you, and finally it is going to give you that content. The capital of India is Delhi. So that is the concept behind large language model. Okay. Now I am going to cover the prompt engineering. So you heard of this term prompt. What is prompt? So whenever you are asking something to a system, okay, whenever you are writing any chat into WhatsApp, right? So it is giving you some prompt. Okay, now are you looking for this? Or you are typing something to it, so to get some answer in the chat GPT or any generative AI tool. So prompt engineering is the process of designing and optimizing the instructions or the prompt whatever you are giving to generative AI models to get the most accurate and desired output. If I will simply ask, give me the capital of, I am not giving the country name. This is not a good prompt. So what AI will do, it will try to give you list of all the countries and all the capitals. But yeah, right. Yeah, that is the example of prompt engineering. There it is helping you to write the content on behalf of you. But yeah, the process is that how you can improve the, when I'm saying prompt engineering, the concept behind is that how you can improve your prompt so that you can get the accurate and the desired output. Okay. So that is the concept behind this. Yeah, we will cover this topic also in details. Okay. But I'm just giving you the highlights here. So what is the road ahead in the field of AI? So the road ahead in the field of AI, as we discussed earlier, focus on responsible AI, fairness and transparency. So because people are raising concern on this fairness and ethicalness of this AI, so there will be a lot of focus in the future on responsible AI. It should not give the wrong information. It should have proper surveillance. So those kind of things will be there. And growth in the edge AI. So like we have this currently this AI driven car or whatever the different tools like Alexa and everything. So everything will be within the source, all the information. Right now there is a lot of code written for a model. Okay, so Alexa is connecting with the internet, then it is connecting to its LLM source, and then it is giving you some input output. But the future will be to store that information within that small device. That is the growth in the edge AI. And while we are talking about this lot of things, so we need a lot of computational power also there. So that is the growth in the quantum AI. So quantum AI is also a good future. Okay, and now we write a lot of code, so we need to write low code for AI and human AI collaboration. So that is the road ahead in the AI. AI will of course need to take care of all these problems in the futures. So now we are going to discuss on the Python, why Python for AI. The Python for AI is because of the simplicity and readability. So it is having a rich library spots for different things like NumPy, Pandas, TensorFlow, MetaLib. I am going to cover this for in next slide. What is the uses of these libraries? And it is a glue language. So what do you mean by glue language? You can integrate and easily scale it with other languages. Example, we have JPython, we have IronPython, right? JPython can be used easily in the Java codes. IronPython can work with this .NET CLR, right? And user can work on this. And it have foreign function interface also, so which can connect with any language like C, C++ and all those things. So it is a kind of glue language which with lot of integration and scalability support. And another reason behind this is it has a good community support and it is an open source ecosystem. So that's the reason people are using Python for AI. Why now? Why now? Because the AI have a lot of opportunity. The explosion of big data, affordable computing power, open source AI tool and framework, massive industry demand for AI professional. The main thing is the massive industry demand for AI professional. This AI is growing whenever a new technology is growing. So there will be a lot of demand for those professional. So that's the reason we are saying why now, why we need to spend time into this AI and Python, because of the lot of demand coming into the near future. Lot of AI tools and framework need to be developed. Okay, so why me? If you want to build a career in your AI, then you are eligible for this, otherwise you are not. And to make a career in AI, so a person should have Python's proficiency plus analytical mindset, because AI is reshaping the industry. So people need to work on the AI. They need to enhance the creativity, problem solving and ethics problem in the AI. And how we can do it? We can do it with the Python and the analytic mindset. Why we are saying? Because Python is the main programming language behind this AI. Okay. So we are talking here, if you want to build a career in AI, then you should learn Python. Okay. So what is Python? We spoke a lot about Python, but the question will come to your mind, what is Python? Python is a high level interpreted and beginner friendly language. When I'm saying beginner friendly, any person who is new to programming, he can easily learn the Python, because its syntax is not that much complicated like C++ and other languages. Okay, so that is the reason for the Python. It was developed by Guido van Rossum in 1991. So it's more than 30 years old programming language. It's not a new thing. And it is widely used in AI, web development, automation, data science, which is also a field of AI, and more. So that's the reason we are focusing on Python here. So why learn Python? As I told earlier, because it is easy to read and learn. So if someone will give you the code of Python, you will be able to read it easily. Yes, what it is written here. You don't need to spend much time into that, because it is written in very easy way. Okay. And the another thing is that multi-purpose language used in every field. So it's not only the use within the AI, people are creating API with this, which can be consumed from other systems. People are developing UI with this for the website developments. Okay. And again, the same point, due to global community and open source support, we should go for this. And it is having an extensive library ecosystem, and main point is high career demand for Python. People's lot of demand in the market. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to tell which libraries are used in which area. So for data analysis purpose, if you want to analyze some data, you want to do some operation on a set of data, mathematical operations or some CARD operation on a set of data, right? So there the Pandas and NumPy are the libraries used for data analysis. And Matplotlib and Seaborn are the libraries which are used for the visualization. If you want to create any chart like bar chart, pie chart for data science purpose, so these are the libraries used there. And for AI and machine learning, so there are libraries from TensorFlow from the Google, PyTorch and scikit-learn. So scikit-learn is mainly used in the statistics models, and TensorFlow is used for the train the data to the machine. So as we discussed earlier in the concept of machine learning, so TensorFlow is the main library used for that purpose. And for web development, also there are some tools and libraries available, Flask and Django, and automation also Selenium and Beautiful Shop. So how you can setting up the Python in your machine? There are two ways. You can download it from either the python.org or you can download it from the Anaconda distributions. So I would request you, first we will do it from the Anaconda distributions, because whatever the samples we are going to teach you in the initial phase, we will cover via the Jupyter notebook, and then we will go to our VS Code ID, and then we can use this Python. This Anaconda Python we can also use. We just need some small configurations there. Okay. And after you download it and install it, so you can just make sure that Python is installed by running this command, Python version is there. Okay. So we talked about Python, we talked about a lot of things, but I would like to add some points here before we start our journey in this, okay, as a field of programmer in the Python. So what best practice a beginner should follow? We should make a habit to write code daily. If you are thinking that today I am explaining and you are going to write it after 1 week, then you will forget it. You will forget the syntax and you will lose your grip on this. So we should have a habit to write the code daily. We should follow the proper naming conventions. For what purpose we are using these variables and what is the name of why we give this method this particular name, so that anyone is reviewing your code, he able to understand it easily. So you should have a proper comment in your code also. You should write a proper comment in your code. What is the objective of this method? By looking into that comment itself, you don't need to go through the complete method definition. And another thing is that you should use a JIT or any version control system for your coding, so that you are able to easily get what was the previous versions of this file there, okay. Instead of managing those different file into your file system, you should follow a version control system. And you should engage in, if you are spending your time in this Python, you should engage yourself in the Python community. So you should be active member there, because there you will see a lot of things related to Python. What is the latest version of Python coming on? So what different purpose people are using this Pythons? If any problem is there, in which release it is going to fix, okay. Sometimes a software has some open issues, so those kind of information we can get easily from the community of that particular software, okay. And we should learn from the open source project. So like GitHub, lot of open source projects are there. It can be developed in multiple languages, Python, C#, Java. If you are exploring the Python, you should spend your time in the Python projects and you should explore it. At a conclusion, I would like to conclude this topic now. I'm just telling you what we discussed. We discussed the AI evolution from rule to learning system, and future belong to curious and creative AI learners, and Python is the backbone for AI innovation. And Python is the perfect starting point of programming. Its simplicity, versatility and power make it ideal for the beginners. And the last thing I would like to say, consistency and curiosity are key to mastering it. So you should be consistent, you should daily do the things, and you should be curious to learn it. Thank you. Now we have a question answer session, but I would like to say another statement before ending it. AI is not replacing human. It is augmenting human potential, because nowadays people are thinking it will take the job of the peoples. No, that is not true. It is helping the human to increase their potential. So that where the AI will be used a lot. Thanks a lot for today's session. Anyone have any questions? We can take the questions now. Thanks a lot. I am closing this session for today. We will connect in our next session. Thank you.